So our company is called Zephyr Equity Group because we're out of Zephyr Cove in Nevada. So that's the name we chose. Fun fact, we've been dating since 2000 and still dating.
Y2K, baby.
Dude, she's dropping it on you right now. I know what this is. I went through the same thing. It's very clear, and know what better way to drop it than live like this. All right, break down one knee for. Come on, lay it down, Alex. What you got, bro? Come on.
No. We've been dating since then, but we've been married since 2008 as well.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I thought it was coming.
yeah.
I thought the real thing was coming.
So this one, this deal is in Waco, Texas. It's called The Center. It's 96 units. It's 83 two-bedroom units, 13 one-bedroom, Class B. It's built in 1986. You see the brick exteriors, and it's beautiful because it is located right next to the university. You can see the campus when you just look right across the street. So, I think what we really love about this deal is that so we closed this in July, but right after Atlanta, we actually, we really took it to heart, how you guys taught, you guys have to network. So then we just kind of went networking every single week with like 4 or 5 people. And we met
She was pimping me out.
No, I was not.
She's smart.
So what we ended up doing was, we kept on networking with people, and we met this couple from MIH named Xiaofeng and Doug. And, they're like, we still have room for our deal in Waco. And it was a 56 unit, and we joined their team. We joined their team kind of as, they structure it where we're investing as LPs, but we get to sit in on all the asset management calls and really get to learn that way. So, what we really love about this deal is that the other deal that we're in, the 56 unit, is 1 block away from this deal.
Nice.
So we knew exactly what kind of rents we can get, and we had, the hookups there already. And for that apartment, we basically exceeded all the rents that they did in the underwriting. Like we were getting the rents for renovated units, for classic units. We didn't have to do a thing, and we were getting the renovated rents for that one. So we knew what we can do with this specific deal.
Local knowledge is amazing, though. I just want to say this real quick, because when you start picking up assets in a specific area, you can be a little bit more aggressive because you know the area so well and you have the confidence. And that's one of the great things. And just another phenomenon. I mean, brick deal, great vintage, nice size, 96 units. I mean, it's just it's looking wonderful already.
And there's a couple other things, too. It seems as if we've done a couple of closers clubs before this where a lot of the students are taking to heart what we're teaching as far as this part of the cycle. The assets are newer. Right. They're not 50s and 60s. And if they are older, the price points are really worth it. But you have a nice newer asset here in a good area with great unit, 83 brick. 2 beds. We love that. The Class B property, like Jake said, the brick, it looks like it has tons of
vinyl.
amenities.
Is it vinyl? So even on like the decks, it looks like vinyl or metal, or it looks very well maintained. That's one thing, you start getting wood on those things, it's a problem. I mean, it looks like it's very well maintained. So
that is
awesome. Most of the 2 bedrooms are actually townhome styles.
Wow.
And inside the interior, it's actually, so this was built to be condos. So then the interior, all the quality of the work inside, it's like much nicer than just your standard apartments.
More spacious as well.
Yeah, it's
probably washer dryer hookups, right? I bet you got washer dryer hookups in there too, don't you?
Yes.
Wonderful.
So
they're checking all the boxes.
I know. Ding, 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 ding.
Wow.
It's a beautiful property, and they've already done all the new floorings. The roof was done, and the roof is relatively new, but all the floorings are brand new inside the apartments. And
Helen, why did they sell? Why did they sell this asset? Was this a mom and pop also? Why did they end up selling this asset?
Do you remember why? I'm not sure why. I think he just was done.
He was an older gentleman.
I think he was done.
He had like multiple properties. And then here's what happened was he told the broker, I'm thinking about selling. And because we did so well at that 56 unit, just like you could throw a rock at it.
Yeah.
That the broker came to the sponsors right away. And because we were working that deal and we did it, she was doing all the asset management. We were playing with all the online stuff because on the 56 unit, the management company was not doing it correctly online, and we didn't have good web presence. Well, I run a online marketing agency. So I told Helen, I said, let us take on that marketing. You take on the asset management, the part of it, we'll work for free, we'll knock it out. And we did such a great job. They didn't think that that place was going to be fully rented until 6 to 8 months in. We got it 100% occupied in 3 months, like way before they thought it was going to be.
Tremendous value add there just from your marketing perspective.
Because when we took it over, the other apartment, it was only 75% occupied. And they basically, you know, when they sold it, they had zero presence. The reason why that sponsor even realized that was for sale was they saw a sandwich board outside that says for sale. So it wasn't advertised anywhere. Yeah.
Wow.
That's nuts.
Yeah. So
Thank God for folks like that, right? Thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Do you go into the price point? What did you pay for this deal?
Oh, maybe I don't.
Wondering what you paid for this thing.
No, it was 9.6 million, I believe.
And how many units was it?
96.
It's about 100 a door, right?
Yeah, it's a little. I think it's a little over 100 doors, so maybe it's a little bit.
Because there's some renovations that need to be done a little bit. They're going to do some turns.
Yeah,
You do this every day. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it wasn't a lot that you have to be done. You know, the renovations is mostly the bathrooms, because they literally haven't updated since 1986, and it's been used by college students the whole time. So, yeah, that's the plan of renovations. It's just the bathrooms. It's the floors are new. This is what it looks like inside.
Really nice.
Yeah.
Really nice.
So it had nice. They have shelves already built in and everything. So,
I mean, what are these going for? Like $1,500 a month now? $1,400? What's the rent on these?
It's about $1,500 a month. So this one is this one's a townhome unit. They have like flats. Those are a little less, but the townhome units are higher. But yeah, like the rents were really under market. They also have, every apartment has their own storage unit, and then the previous owner was doing nothing with them. So we're gonna, use that as additional income. They weren't collecting, I think, most of their pet fees too. So we're just, raising the rents to market, using the, storage units as additional income, pet fees. I think they billed some of their utilities back, but not all of them. So it was the previous owner just didn't seem like he really had a plan. It's like he kind of did some things and he didn't do other things, and he collected some from the tenants and not other tenants. So it was just kind of like he was kind of all over the place.
Is this Helen? I got a couple of questions. Is this student housing? Are you renting to students, or is it a mix?
It is a mix, and that was our business plan for the 56 unit as well. We don't do the student housing. We of course welcome students, but then they rent the whole unit. They don't do it by bedrooms or anything like that.
Yeah.
But our the other apartment building, we have like professionals, we have families, we have students. We have the professors and the people who work on campus all renting from us. So it's just a mix.
Let me ask you another question real quick before you start. This is a good question from Aman. He asks, maybe Wyatt can chime in as well. Any advice in building brand? The Monday class, Aman, what I'll do is it's recorded in Masterclass Mondays. I'll share that with you. I'll email you the date of it. But, Alex, what was one of the big takeaways that you had in building a brand? And I want Wyatt to answer that as well, because this is an important question. It's a great question.
I think the biggest thing when we looked at building a brand is you got to build the trust, right? But how do you build the trust is people have to see you repetitively. And it's the repetition. Like for me, between me and my virtual assistants, they post about 45 different locations between all the different businesses every single day. So we're dishing out 45 posts. It doesn't matter which company you're looking at. You're gonna see a reel, and you're gonna see a story, a post. And from what I've learned is that omnipresence. You have to be everywhere, because social media, the moment you hit like, you start popping up in other formats. Like you hit like in Instagram, you're gonna pop up in that person's feed in Facebook. And you hit like a video on YouTube, they're going to pop up on Google. So you really have to get everywhere. so
It's almost like a
I've been
web.
working on that for, yeah, it is
That's a joke.
interconnected. It's
Right.
it's
I
all
love
it's
it.
all interconnected, right? So I think that's one of the biggest things that I have learned.
And Wyatt, can you share something real quick?
Yeah, I'll butcher this story that I just heard from Seth Godin. But basically, I think everything Alex is saying is true. But once you get kind of two places, then you want to serve a specific audience. And so there's a dye. I can't remember what kind of dye it is, but if you put it in a glass of water, it'll turn the entire water purple. Well, if you take a teaspoon of it and put it into a swimming pool, it turns the entire swimming pool purple. If you take a jar of it and put it into the ocean, it does nothing. And so what you need to do is not go find the ocean, because you won't leave an impact. But if you have a good dye, you can go find those swimming pools, and that's your niche. Those are the people you want to be with. For me, it's people that want to buy and hold long-term real estate and do it with a refinance event.
I love that. And one thing I'll add to that, everybody, get clear on what you want your brand to be. Andrew Cordell taught us that. What's that one word that exemplifies your brand? For us at Jake and Gino, it's family. And that's when I get Jake and Gino students coming on board, they're telling me it feels like a family. I feel like people are here, they really care about me. Think about that, everyone on the call. What do you want your brand to be like? What do you want it to emulate? And then also try to simplify what you want your brand to sound like, or what you want your brand to say. For us at Jake and Gino's, we create multifamily entrepreneurs. That's what our brand is. Google rips down their mission statement into one sentence. Domino get it there in under 30 minutes. I don't know if Alex and Wyatt, you guys have done that, but think about that. I mean, anyone who's out there syndicating, maybe a simple statement as a syndicator is, we retire people. We retire professionals from their W-2s. Something that simple. Get clear on what you want your brand to feel like, and get clear on what your mission of your company is. That will really clarify and help you build that brand.
I got to know what this thing is worth right now. Or where do you guys carry this on your balance sheet?
It's got to be worth
Price per
100.
door,
I
maybe?
think it is.
150 a door. It's got to be at least.
I got at least, right? I'm saying 160.
Yeah. I think it was about 150. That's what they kind of estimated for. We haven't really done much to it. It's, in July. And the thing is, we got our hands kind of tied for the first year because, it's all leased out to students. So it's after
you gotta wait, right? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, after the lease ends, and we're gonna start, doing things to it. But it was interesting because we actually met our new property management company through the Money Mixer
In Austin.
In Austin. We met Lindsay
Wonderful.
through Metric.
Yes.
And then we decided to use her through it. We talked to the main sponsors, and we're like, hey, we met this, lady that owns Metric at the Money Mixer, and she's awesome. Like, we met her there, and she seems like she has everything together. Like, maybe, because they've talked to her before, and I was like, maybe take another look. And they did, and they liked her. And now, they're killing it kind of, because then when we took it over in July, end of July. In the beginning of August and to mid-August, they had to do 37 turns because it was the new students coming in. Yeah,
Brutal.
the new students coming in. So they had to do 37 turns. So
Hope you know some good painters.
Yeah, but they got it done. They were,
Like 2 weeks.
Yeah, in a couple of weeks, they
amazing.
sent their team out there and they got it done. So it was really awesome. So now,
that is great.
Settling down again.
Through the
Everything's
connection,
settling down again.
Yes, that was a connection in August. In March, we had the Money Mixer in Austin, and you guys were out there on Saturday.
Yeah.
Yes.
If we didn't come to that when they were picking management companies, we wouldn't have pushed so hard for it.
Yeah, because we were like, hey, talk to Lindsay. We met her. She seems like she got everything together. She seems like she's, managing the two places that we visited really well. And, we just kind of threw her name out there, and they're like, yeah, we'll talk to her again. We didn't pick her the first time around. So, we'll talk to her again. And, they talked to her several times after that, and they really liked the company. So they went with them.
So you guys bought this property, right? You're managing this property, right? Do you have the finance right slide on the next one? I peeked that over there. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's our main sponsors they have good relationships with the banks there. So it's a bridge to permanent loan. It's a 5.25 fixed for 5 years, interest only for 3 years. And what's over there? I can't read it. Oh, I didn't write anything else. But yeah, so it's good terms. We plan to refi year 3 after everything's stabilized and sell possibly year 5, depending on how anything is. We might hold it a little bit longer than that. But yeah, you see the plan is like, for the classic units, that's conservative, 200 for the classic units,
You guys are
350
gonna
for renovation.
crush this when you do sell
Yeah.
this at some point. You guys are gonna crush it. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, it's awesome. It's a really awesome deal. Like we just have so many, things that we can possibly add. Like I said, storage units, build back all the utilities, pet fees, application move-in fees, things like that. So it's and it's in the great location. It's Waco, everything Magnolia. There's SpaceX out there. There's Amazon. There's like this modular home, like mega factory out
We
there.
actually went to visit Waco when we came out to Austin back in March. We went to visit the 56 unit
Mhm.
and got a tour of the whole place. So
Yeah. And
Yeah.
and it's, there's construction everywhere down there. Like if you've driven past there, it's always trafficy because they're fixing something, they're adding something, they're building something out there. So it's a booming market.
And on the 56 unit, is that also going to be a sell in the future? So more or less right around the same time, or you're trying to time both of them around the same time?
Pretty close. Yeah, pretty close because they picked up the 56 in December of last year. So within a half a year span.
Yes. And Donald is asking, great info and deals. Love the energy. Will this recording be shared with folks? Yes, we're recording this. So we're going to send the recording out to everybody after this. So absolutely. Anything else on this deal? What's the next slide? Okay, good. That's what I want to see. Excellent.
Yeah, that's what's next for us. So
yes, mastering the skills of capital raising.
Yeah.
So you guys are already working on that. I mean, that's something where it takes a little bit of time. You guys are definitely hunting, but now you're gathering. Now it's more of inbound marketing. You're getting your stuff
Right.
out there, and now you're attracting that money, which is really, really awesome.
I think it's that trying to get that proof of concept first. And because we did so well helping them with that 56 unit on this 96, that's when we started our capital raising. And this was raised, the 96 unit was raised in 3 days. It was 72 hours, $4 million.
Yeah.
And I have people that wanted to get in that couldn't get in, but it was,
They got to put it up quicker. They got to
Right.
get that money in.
Right.
First come, first serve.
Yeah. Learning how to capital raise and then completing the brand building course. Like I know that this weekend, the brand building, they have a virtual event Thursday, Friday, and I know one of my staff is going to be attending that and figuring out, okay, what's the next step that we need to do? And then utilizing that to raise capital and figure out how to really maximize the conveyor belt. Now, one thing that we realize, a lot of people ask us, hey, you guys are in California and Nevada. How are you, what market are you picking? And for us, what's more important than the market, we realize, is the relationships with people, is picking the right people, right? Like Wyatt to partner up with. We went to visit him, right? We went to visit multiple other Jake and Gino members, right? Like before Austin, we went to visit Vanessa and Michael Sanchez. And then with Wyatt, it was a heck of a time getting there. Cancel flights, overnight, staying at a random hotel. And it was, but we made it. The important thing was we made it. We had a great time there.
Yeah, we saw the 22 unit and it's an awesome property and he's doing big things down there.
So yeah, it's the relationships that we realize that we need to build.
And so you guys are looking at this deal, and as far as what's next for you guys, are you going to continue to raise capital? You're going to continue to buy deals with JV, with partners? How does that look for you guys going forward?
That's the key. At the beginning of the year, our goal was to allow what we do on the side cover our living expenses so that our medical practice really can, whether it's there or not, it really doesn't matter, because once it covers that. And we were just making some calculations the other day between the marketing, the virtual assistant, the capital from real estate, all the passive income, we have surpassed our living expenses already. So then the medical practice, I told my team, I said, January 1st, I'm not going to be here anymore. I said, we're going to be living in Tahoe and full time. And I might start a practice out there. I don't know, but I really enjoy doing this and talking to people.
If you
building
start the practice,
relationships.
don't work in it. Just own it.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. That's my goal. If I'm going to start it,
Yeah.
I'm not going to
Because
work
we
it.
need you on the real estate professional side to really open up the floodgates for you. Get a little taste of
Yes.
that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
I had another question.
And if I can jump in too, man, I on this JV that we're doing, initially I was just like, I just wanted to partner with, you know, somebody who was like-minded and had capital. And so that's why we partnered. And then we got this 36 unit and there's a syndication, and the TAMs are amazing general partners. I just like working with them as we're getting the syndication set up. It's been phenomenal. So they bring so much more value than I even anticipated. And it's been great working with you guys.
Oh, thank
But guys,
Yeah.
isn't it important?
I just
though,
want
also-
everyone to know this wasn't set up. Like, come on, this is too weird, guys. Like, where are you coming with this? Or was
We're all
this set up and I wasn't
builders.
part of it?
Man.
Come
Put
on.
plugs here and there.
This is crazy. This
but
is
it comes,
crazy.
but it comes down to great deals. I mean, you guys all have great deals on here, and you want to raise capital. And one of the ways you raise capital and the way you fund the deal in 72 hours is by presenting a really good deal. That really helps capital raising more than anything else. You can have the best brand in the world, but if the deal sucks, you ain't raising money. You guys have got a good
But
brand.
you need the brand, and they need to trust you, Gino. You need to be
Yes.
ethical, right? Yeah.
Yes, and you have a great deal. These deals are going to be a lot easier to raise capital on if they have great deals. You have great business plans. You're buying them right. You're financing them right on the front end, and then you're managing these deals to be able to, increase that NOI. And you have an exit strategy.